Changing the world, one person at a time. We do that every single day.
Lifelong learning is changing the world one person at a time.
Changing the world one person at a time. That's the goal of one world-class Midwest-based U.S. company. Inside the Blueprint traveled to Indiana, just outside Indianapolis, to find out more.
We've spent the last 25, 30 years working on single individuals, making them better. And so when we look at changing the world and changing the world one person at a time, we spend a tremendous amount of time on education. We want to change the world one person at a time by educating folks, by giving them total human health, by meeting them where they're at spiritually, and just literally making a whole person better. And we believe that's what will make our company the most successful company in the construction industry.
Gaylor Electric, a world-class electrical contractor, operates with a total human health mindset, providing necessary resources for total wellness, body, mind, heart, and soul.
Being the Chief Values Officer of Gaylor Electric has put me in a unique position. I've never met another Chief Values Officer. It shows again how unique our company is. When John Gaylor started this company in 1984, he told me he began by writing out what were the immutable elements that he wanted in the company, the 8 core values. When I came on in 2003, I transitioned quickly into becoming the Chief Values Officer when he realized a focus needed to be put on those 8 values. So what I do is I make sure that all the decisions that we make, anything that we have in writing, anything that we brand our company with, all illuminate those 8 core values. In other words, I help people stay within the defined white lines of competition for us as a company.
Gaylor Electric's values allow me to be very creative when I approach problems. I get to use the cutting edge tools in the industry to approach things in a digital way and construct things off-site and try new things. And it's just been so great to be able to be on the cutting edge of the industry.
The culture of values here are so unique, it enables me to embrace the philosophy of what Gaylors epitomize out there in the workforce.
Gaylor really impressed me when I first attended their summit. It's when we bring the entire company together, and electricians, office staff, and craft professionals, we all get together and learn and get inspired. Gaylor invests so much into each of its employees, and it was just so evident there at the summit. How many classes, how many vendors, how many resources are provided, and just how much fun it was. Really, you bonded with each other and in ways that you just wouldn't normally be able to connect with other employees from other states. And I really treasure those relationships.
It really helped me when I joined Gaylor Electric as an electrical engineer to be able to work on my designs. And I'm one step away from a manufacturing shop to be able to see my design getting manufactured and on ground before it gets shipped to a job site.
The goal of Gaylor Electric when we come into a community is to enrich the community where we're doing that work. And that means really a couple things. Yes, we're going to build these awesome buildings. We're going to employ hundreds of people as electricians. It is going to better those people's lives. When we complete that building is going to then produce numerous jobs. But what we understand is that when someone comes to Gaylor Electric, they're not just starting a job, they're starting a career. And what a career means is long-term investment, both in that individual and all the things in that community where that individual is living and invested themselves. I believe for most of the Gaylor employees, they understand that at Gaylor we have a culture of learning, which means when you start at Gaylor Electric, you understand that learning is a part of what you're going to do. It's going to be a part of your team, it's going to be part of your location, and it's going to be part of Gaylor Nation as a whole.
You know, Gaylor Electric in the industry provide a great applied learning experience. And so even in the middle of high school, you can go through the Associated Builders and Contractors Prep Academy, but then you can join the apprenticeship program. And in 4 years, you actually become a journeyman. So you graduate apprenticeship program, you're making $75,000 to $100,000 a year, you're debt-free, and you have this unbelievable career. Gaylor Electric wants to work with educators. Even as we film this today, We've got a group of educators in here, and we're talking to them about the applied learning experience, the ability to understand what really is available to their students, and it's really cool. I mean, that partnership has been incredible. So we talked to them today about the ABC of Prep Academy, Associated Builders and Contractors of Prep Academy, where they can send their students, their junior and senior year, to learn about the entire industry. And then when the student graduates from high school, they can go right into the apprenticeship program. In Gaylor, we actually have our own high school for last chance students. And so they spend 4 hours a day working on STEM, and then they spend 4 hours a day working in our lab building America. At Gaylor Electric, we focus on building the job safer, with higher quality, but we also understand that the owner has to hit their dates. And so with our Crossing High School, with our Prep Academy, we're teaching these folks how to build things differently. And as you build America, you have to build it more productively, and you have to build it less expensive. And so we have been able to build this innovation and production shop that actually builds jobs differently, but delivers a safer, higher quality, and more productive job.
I learned an acronym many, many years ago, SIBKISS, see it big, keep it simple. And that's what we rely on in Gaylor. We want people to see their importance, because if they don't do that, they can just sort of sludge around their job. We want people to actually enjoy their experience, and success does that. And when they're successful, we as a company are successful, and that's what we're interested in. We have a new focus on our manufacturing and our innovation. The reason is that we don't want to be just the follower of the industry. We want to be the industry leaders. The scenery only changes for the lead dog, is the old saying, and we want to make sure that our scenery is beautiful. We don't look at our core values, 8 core values, as just the foundation. It really provides the stability of our company.
At Gaylor Electric, we know this. What gets measured gets done. And so we've spent a lot of time and investment in a business intelligence team that can measure our performance. So we built an entire dashboard system that measures our safety, our quality, our productivity, our finances, hey, most importantly, how much work we got to do, and of course, cash is king. And so we actually measure our AR too. And so we're able every month to have meetings with all our folks, and then every quarter with the entire company to show them how we're doing, what areas we're doing great in, what areas to celebrate, but what areas need to improve. And so we can show them the results, because we know this. Where your focus goes, we know that's where your energy flows.
One of the focuses at Gaylor Electric is on education. When an employee starts a career at Gaylor Electric, every single employee gets an individualized education plan. Within that education plan is a group of classes. When those classes are taken together as a whole, opportunities to earn certificates are available for all employees. The idea is that when employees take educational classes, earn certificates, transfer and apply that work into their everyday job, they become more high performing in what they're doing. Opportunities then exist to continue to grow in other job titles that may be of interest to those employees.
People matter, and at Gaylor Electric, people matter most.
With the variety of projects that you're going to be working in Gaylor Electric, you're going to have to utilize all your skill set that you're going to have.
With the coaching, the training, the system, and the culture that's here, they provide for me the opportunity that now gave me a life.
It really meant a lot to me when our CEO directly wrote me a card after my daughter was born, and it just goes to show the leadership in our company and how much they care.
To discover more about the world of Gaylor Electric and what it can mean to your life and your business, visit Gaylor.com. And for the latest in biz news and views, turn to us at InsideTheBlueprint.com.